Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of SMB, a South Park review. I know you'd like this track. It's fucking funky. So I'm saying, copyright free YouTube library. We're back, ladies and gentlemen, for SMB, a South Park review. Each and every week we break down South Park for you in linear fashion. And we do not want to delay. We don't want to keep you astray. We want to get right into it today. So this is our way of saying, hey, we're going to do better. You know, I don't know if you noticed our YouTube, but we've been doing a fucking, trying to do a good job. You know what we've been trying to do, really, is what we've been trying to raise the fucking bar. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the episode we are reviewing today. Raising the Bar. South Park. Raising the Bar, ladies and gentlemen, is the 9th episode of season 16 and the 232nd overall episode of South Park as it aired on October the 3rd, 2012. And that's right, this is SMB 235. Here's what goes down. While shopping at Walmart, Cartman and Kyle get into an argument over Cartman's weight, okay? So Cartman insists that he's not fat, and then he continues to argue that he's not like one of those morbidly obese people using a rascal scooter. Kyle argues that those people represent what Cartman will soon become, and that if he doesn't change his lifestyle, he's going to end up in that chair, Darren. It always fascinates me too, and I don't want to go off on a diatribe here. You know how you go to the store these days, and even when I was in my 20s, I'd see it. Maybe you do it once or twice for funny, haha, but I always see it now even more so often, where I just see younger people using these rascal scooters at supermarkets even today in 2024. And I'm just thinking, bruh, like, what if you can't walk anymore? Like, you should really appreciate all the times you can walk, Darren.
Forever scooting. You know? Yeah, dude, walking saved my life. I love walking. I wear a netback hat, you see, just to show how much I love walking.
These boots were made for walking and some more. Okay, ain't no more and some more, ladies and gentlemen. Get out there and walk yourself across the fucking United States, you know? As Forrest Gump said, I just kept walking. So anyway, I always find it interesting when I go to the supermarket stores and I see those individuals in those rascal scooters, you know, who probably could leave them for people who might need them. And they just utilize them for the sake of the fact that they're lazy that day. However, after a brief reflection, Cartman admits to Kyle that he is in fact fat. And at first we think it's a solemn moment. Maybe Cartman's going to like give some new ways to maybe, you know, overcome his obesity that he's inflicted upon himself. No. Cartman reveals to have gained a few more pounds that his insurance company would pay for his own mobility scooter. And it continues to explain that no one understands the shame and embarrassment that those like him feel as a result of being ostracized or ignored for their weight, while shamelessly exploiting the privileges that come along with the handicap status of using a mobility scooter. Darren, thoughts on this before we go to any clips?
No.
All right.
No comment.
No comment. All right, then let's go ahead and we'll jump into the first.
People got to stop scooting. No, do you remember seeing all the scooters in Seattle? I do have something to say. I'm totally kidding, but do you remember seeing all the scooters in Seattle?
Which are we talking, like the actual scooter people downtown? Or are we talking people in the grocery store scooters, like the rascals, those old people scooters?
Oh, no, not those scooters. But yeah, no, if you go into town, well, that's Walmart in Seattle. You go to any Walmart, you're gonna see some scooting, but a different kind of scooting.
Yeah, when I lived in Tacoma before I left, it was bad. I always thought it was bad. Like this is before I guess it would have been like, because I was working at Domino's while I was in college. I was working downtown at that Domino's location, and I remembered when the scooter stuff started happening, and they would be everywhere, and I would be like, "What the frick?" Like I'm just trying to like get back to my Domino's to get pizza, but there's like 15 to 20 people around on their scooters, and they're just leaving them everywhere too when they're done, or they're just like, there's no regard for traffic. So it's like red lights, but they're still scooting through, and you're just like, are you dumb? People are making left-hand turns and like driving through lights. What's going on here?
They're still leaving them everywhere. Now nobody's using them, so they're just abandoned. I got nothing to say about the big people scooters at the grocery stores though, because that's a tough one. It's 50-50. You never know who like needed that to start and couldn't walk really from the beginning. It's kind of hard to stay in good shape when you can't walk properly. So you never know who's who.
No, I get that. I'm talking about like young people who like clearly are just on it, having fun, playing with it, and then like when they get done at the grocery store, they just leave it somewhere in the parking lot and get in their car and drive away, kind of thing. You know what I mean? I'm not
fuck those
talking
people.
like, I'm not talking about people who actually need it.
Yeah, no, fuck those people. Yeah. They always
All right,
say you can judge people by whether or not they put their cart back, and I think that's another one. You can judge people by whether or not they steal handicapped people's carts and leave them in the parking lot.
That's true. Yeah. And the cart thing is, we don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but I 100% agree with you. I mean, if you can't put your cart away, like after you've walked out to the parking lot, like, then you maybe need to reflect on yourself as an individual and why you feel that your time is more valuable than others.
Yeah. And also ask yourself why people call you a jerk all the time.
Well, true. Let's go ahead and we'll jump into our first clip here on another edition of SMB, a South Park review.
Coordination, sharp reflexes, and you're fucking fat. I'm not fat, Cal. Right, you're not fat. Dude, I'm not fat. I don't drive around on a mobility scooter like that bitch. Whoa, dude. Jesus Christ. You can't even walk down an aisle to buy your candy?
Excuse me. Excuse me.
See what I mean? You can't even walk around a Walmart anymore without getting run over by some fat dick on a rascal. Why do they even allow those things in stores?
So, they allow those things in stores because obviously for people who do need them, who have problems with mobility, people like those individuals who are overweight, but and or handicapped, senior citizen, disabled, injured, right? But of course, what they're showcasing here is America's unfounded, I guess, at the time, resurgence in obesity. People getting more and more, or becoming more and more overweight due to the consumption of food and intake, and that was distributed. And it is distributed to this day in the United States. But I mean, as we continue to year by year, we start to learn more about food, and people have the internet, and internet evolves so you can research things better. So the next generation comes up. So as we look back now on this episode, which I believe I said it came out in 2012, that's 12 years ago, we're now at a point where we go, okay, yeah, if you're choosing to be obesity, then that's your choice, but also at the same time, you don't have to choose to be that way anymore. Like, there are tons of different ways to lose the weight, and you don't even have to like exercise fully. You could just like, eat healthier and walk, and that could be a natural way to losing weight too. That's becoming healthier. No one's suggesting like you have to like go on The Biggest Loser and drop 300 pounds in 3 months or something like that,
Well, like it depends on who you are. If you have a thyroid problem, okay. If you just like Taco Bell a lot like me,
yeah,
but you eat it, you have no self-control, and so you have that's a whole nother
it's a whole nother problem. Exactly. It's different problems. Our main focus here is if you can control your own health, then please control it rather than saying, or at least, and if you don't, then you can't really make the excuse. I mean, that's up to you. I mean, at that point,
just don't say that. Just don't say whatever. I'm going to make it everybody else's problem.
That's the point. Exactly. Don't make it everyone else's problem. There's a good, I'm glad you said that. That's basically what they are pointing out here as the creation in Cartman's mind, as Cartman's going to now make it everybody else's problem once he sees that everybody else gets to make it his problem, right? Because Cartman, not to be outdone, wait a minute, I can get away with making other people suffer and I can get an advantage. You know what I mean? So, of course, Cartman's going to jump right into it here.
Cartman's halfway there already, so,
He's halfway there. Kyle points that out.
They don't just allow them, they have them available at the front. You gotta be kidding me. Oh my God, you guys, look at this.
This is funny. So now Cartman's going to start talking about these Oreos.
Candy corn Oreos. Oreos with candy corn filling. Holy hell, yes. Are you serious? Look around, doesn't this bother you at all?
I mean, Kyle makes a good point, right? If you're already kind of overweight and you see all these people that are overweight, and then you're also now jumping over the fact that this processed sugar cookie is on the shelf and you're getting excited over that, there definitely should be an indication maybe you have an issue with, your current weight. So Kyle tries to point that out.
I don't think Cartman has an issue for being excited about candy corn Oreos.
Well,
I would be so stoked about candy corn Oreos. So that's,
I would not. So then I think a lot of people would agree with you, and a lot of people would agree with me. There's people who like candy corn. There's people who don't. It's right down. It's just like fruit.
I know people that hate them.
See, I don't hate it. I just don't like it. But see, there's also there's the argument like, what is it during Christmas? They have the fruit cake or fruit tart cake or whatever, and some people hate that. I like fruit cake. I think it tastes pretty good.
You're a fruit cake, Matt.
Well, yeah, no. I like the cake being made all of fruit and getting all the different flavors and bursts of different fruit flavors. It's pretty good. Anyway, that being said, Cartman now, of course, still not understanding, so Kyle has to lay it in thick.
That's you one day, fat ass. Not even one day. If you don't change something, that's you in about a year.
Cartman, first, like I said, at first it makes you think he's going to have some self-reflection. Maybe he's going to try and change his life. Because he's going to put these cookies away, or at least he drops them.
Are those candy corn Oreos?
Yeah, here you go.
Yeah. And he leaves. Cartman now walking down the street, sad. Once again, looking at himself in the mirror now and reflecting. And like I said, at this point you think, man, maybe Cartman's going to do something. Well, Cartman approaches Kyle.
I'm fucking fat, Cal. I'm fucking fat as fucking fuck.
Fucking fat as fucking fuck.
Cartman, all I was trying to tell you at Walmart was that No, it's okay, Cal. Because I'm not going to live like some slug who can't even leave his house because he can't get around. Now that I can admit I'm fat, I've decided to finally do something about it.
So he walks out, and you're like, wow, good for Cartman, you know? He's taking charge of his life, Darren.
He had me fooled.
He's going down the straight and narrow, different paths, different roads. The road less traveled for Eric Cartman? Well, it is a road less traveled because he won't have to actually travel on the road.
Sweet! Oh, no. Don't know what took me so long, dude. All I needed was a few extra pounds and the insurance company paid for my own private one. See, it's got a basket on the front for my candy corn Oreos. You don't need that. Get off of it.
Here's Cartman now continuing on the fact that he does not have to, get off his now mobility scooter. Now, unfortunately for Kyle and his father, Cartman's going to request that they make accommodations for him now, and the fact that his mobility scooter can't fit in the bathroom.
Dude, it's sweet. Did you know they make access for mobility scooters everywhere? I can seriously go from my bed to Walmart and never have to touch the floor once. That's not what I meant by doing something about it, Cartman.
Tries to go in the bathroom.
I can't seem to get into your bathroom, Cam.
That's how he said it. I'm going to rewind that. I love how Cartman said,
That's not what I meant by doing something about it, Cartman.
It was good.
I can't seem to get into your bathroom, Cam. What? Yeah, no, this is a problem, Cam. You gotta make your bathroom accessible for my mobility scooter, or else I won't be able to take a shit in your house. So take a shit somewhere else! That's not the way this country works,
You
Cam.
can't come to my house.
Your bathroom has to be the code for my mobility scooter. It's the law.
What's going on down here?
Can't seem to be able to take a dump in your house, Mr. Raflowski. Doesn't appear to be handicap accessible. I'll look past it this time, but you better get that bathroom up to code if you don't want a lawsuit. Well, I'm off to go try and take a shit at Best Buy, guys. See you, Cam.
Yeah, Cam.
So I don't know what fucking world Cartman's living in where he thinks that houses have to individually be handicap equipped. All Kyle would be able to say is then great, don't come to my house. Thank you. That would be that. This situation works out for Kyle 10 times out of 10. Actually,
Also,
I'm not a lawyer, so don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure you don't have to make your house handicap accessible if a person doesn't have like an obligation to be there. Like,
yeah, and I also want to point out the fact that Cartman just episodes ago went through the whole in season 15, or it might have been this season. I'm getting lost within our season 15, season 16 episode reviews, but I want to say it was our season 15 review that just dropped on YouTube, where we talk about. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's the season 16 premiere, Reverse Cowgirl, right? Where we're talking about toilet time. Cartman's last bastion of privacy. You cannot then go into somebody else's house and tell them how to deal with their own room of privacy. God. Anyway.
Well, Cartman thinks he owns all the bathrooms.
He does. He does think he owns all the
He
bathrooms.
definitely thinks that. So I mean, I don't.
That's true.
Oh well.
So it's at this point we get a montage of Cartman and other scooter users, feeling ostracized for their weight and whatnot. And then Cartman and other scooter users engage in a lawsuit against property owners for not making their business or bathroom facilities accessible to them, which results in widespread modification of these properties. The cost is then passed down to taxpayers who express their outrage by engaging in rascal tipping, in which they not over scooter users. The Department of Health reacts to this by spending $25 million to outfit scooters with the tip assist arm, which the scooters can then upright themselves mechanically.
Let's see a montage.
Let's check it out. Here's Cartman.
See you, Cal.
Cartman now, montage.
Nobody understands how embarrassing it is to live with obesity. Out of the way, please.
Out of the way, please.
Wherever you go, you're treated differently.
I guess take that big booth by the window.
Look how, he has to take that big booth by the window. Like, that's such a bad thing. Now, Cartman here is in the hallway while the rest of the kids are in gym class, and he just gets to hang out on his scooter and just scoot around in circles while he laments and complains that he's made to feel like an outsider.
This is
You're
the
made to
best
feel
day of
different.
Cartman's life.
To feel like less of a person.
Right?
I feel so much shame.
Why is he in the middle of the road when there's a sidewalk?
Because Cartman absolutely gets off on the feeling of disrupting the day of other people. Like, that is his bread and butter. He would not be using the scooter otherwise. Well, maybe he is, because he's also a lazy son of a bitch.
That's fair, too.
Yeah, he's see the guy's face in the. I'm gonna point at the screen. Just bop. See the guy's face in the car right there. This guy, yeah, point at him. Cartman loves that. He knows he. Actually, I don't even know if Cartman can turn his neck to look behind him to see that.
Well, here's more.
All I can do is try to make myself feel a little better by flying to Disneyland on the weekends.
Okay, we're finally going to start with pre-boarding. Anyone needing special assistance getting on the aircraft? Oh.
Coming through. Oh, how humiliating. But even at Disneyland, I get reminded of my weight. Excuse me. Gotta go to the front of the line. Oh, what shame I feel.
He's just taking advantage of the fact.
Oh, what shame I feel.
He gets to board pre-flight before anyone. Which, by the way, I mean, whether you get on first or last, it really doesn't matter on the flight. You have your assigned seat most of the time. Now, if you're like in first class and coach, maybe you want to get on first because you just want to load your bags up, whatever. But at the same time, like after that, it really doesn't fucking matter. Like the plane's not going to leave. So just get on the fucking plane. You don't have to be crazy about it. Same thing when you're getting off. Like, I don't know why people like feel like they need to run to get off the plane. Unless like you have the connecting flight. Like the leaves.
No,
like,
that shit drives me nuts. But what doesn't drive me nuts is being with a person in a wheelchair. Have you ever had that pleasure, Matt?
No.
In a super busy place. I was in London with my grandmother when she was in a wheelchair, and there were like several hour-long lines for things that we just... it wasn't cool that she had to be in a wheelchair, but,
You bypass the lines. Hey.
Hey.
You got to do what you got to do.
Got its perks. Although, she was actually like sick. Cartman's just fat.
Cartman's just fat.
Oh, jeez, look how fat I am. I'm just mortified, you guys. Can't believe I have
I'm just
What the
mortified.
fuck is this?
And then, so now he shows up, and apparently now he's encountered the obese line.
There's a wait for the rascal line? Hey, that kid in the middle isn't even fat. Look at him. He's got no right to be on a rascal. You're not fooling anybody, asshole. Walk to the back of the line. I don't have legs.
I forgot he didn't have legs. I just know someone who recently couldn't walk, and people assuming I'm young and able-bodied would make the same comments if I like parked in a handicap spot with my handicap pass. But oh my God. Cartman would.
Right.
Cartman absolutely. But that does say something that so many of the people that are riding those things are obese, not people with like
Right.
significant leg problems.
Right, exactly.
Like even people with like horrible leg problems still seem to be able to come up with ways to get themselves around a walk. You see people on these crazy ass like stilt looking things.
Right.
Yeah, we got skinny arms.
It just insults him further. All right, as he continues
Does
up there,
Cartman think that's the only reason person would be on one of those?
you know, I guess so. He's still got skinny arms. Here's the continuation here at Disneyland.
And then even Disneyland can't
That
take away the
girl's
shame.
tits are up
As
on
all the
the
people suffering
handlebar.
from obesity are ignored.
What?
Go back.
I don't have legs. Yeah, we got
The
skinny
black
arms.
lady, I'm sorry. She's killing her. Tits are up on the handlebar.
That's funny.
And then even Disneyland can't take away the shame. As all the people suffering from obesity are ignored. Like we're invisible. Excuse me, move it.
So now Cartman, this is of course I believe his court case against Kyle against the different businesses who have to make modifications that we mentioned because their handicap bathrooms or their bathrooms are not handicap accessible.
And so to go through all
Rascal scooter accessible, I should say.
that, Your Honor. To go through all the shame and daily
And then I can't even take a shit at Best Buy.
ridicule, and then not be able to take a simple shit at Best Buy. At Best Buy, I'm sorry. To be
This Best Buy guy.
He did so well with the dramatic pause.
I just
Wait, this is just a regular Best Buy employee. This is not even he's not in a suit. He's in a floor employee uniform. Like, what is he doing there?
he's there because he's the one that told Cartman that the bathroom is not a rascal permitted or whatever. It doesn't fit their rascal or something like that. Basically,
Poor employees making minimum wage getting
Yeah.
thrown out of the bus by his company for
exactly.
go through all the shame and daily ridicule, and then not be able to take a simple shit at Best Buy. At Best Buy, I'm sorry. To be told by some Best Buy manager that your mobility scooter can fit in his bathroom. Oh, guys, excuse me. It's just so belittling, you know? All I wanted to do was take a dump, Your Honor. After all I've been through, can't I just take a dump at Best Buy?
Can I just take a dump at Best Buy?
First off, I don't like to do public dumps in general, so that's
No,
just me.
no,
I like to wait till I get home and take a dump. Mostly because I got a bidet now and it's nice to clean my tush. But also because I just like to be at home in my own comfort, my zone. You know?
Yeah. And after you do that for a while, your brain just kind of knows and never feels like going poop when you're out anyways.
Yeah,
Like,
that's exactly.
I never even end up feeling like I gotta go poop until I get home anyways, because my brain just knows that I don't really do it while I'm
That's true.
out and
Because
about.
as soon as I get home, then or on the drive home, then all of a sudden my stomach's
Yeah.
like, get ready, it's time to poop.
It's time to go, Sonny.
We've been waiting. You ready? Let's go.
Yeah, level 3 evacuations.
Get ready. It's about
Right.
to be firing down under your pants.
Brace for impact.
Brace for impact. Here's the, as we mentioned, lawsuits abound. The news anchor is going to wrap up the story in regards to Cartman's jury appeal to, make modifications to all these buildings.
Today as people on mobility scooters claim they have nowhere to poo. Property owners are being ordered to modify their bathrooms, costing taxpayers millions. Opponents of the measure are expressing their outrage by engaging in the act of rascal tipping.
So here's rascal tipping, as we mentioned. So now all these kids are going to show up and they're going to push these overweight people who are just trying to buy the groceries now at the store.
Stop it, you kids! Stop! Stop! The government
And they squeal like pigs.
Oh my God.
So now, as we mentioned, the government is going to pay for tipping sticks or tip keg stands.
warns that rascal tipping can be dangerous and may lead to fat people shitting their pants as they kick and scream on the floor. To counter the crisis, the Department of Health has called for $25 million in aid so that all mobility scooters can be fitted with a tip assist
Tip
device.
assist. So now they got a tip assist, and of course, Cartman's going to get it installed on his.
Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah, that works pretty well.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah, that makes pretty well.
I could use the chip assist if you know what I'm saying.
Right? Seriously, that'd be nice. When Kyle expresses outrage at this, Cartman excoriates Kyle for condoning rascal tipping and for glorifying anorexia, saying that just because he uses a scooter does not make him white trash like Elena Honey Boo Boo Thompson. Kyle, not knowing who this is, me either at the time of this episode, watches the TV show Here Comes Honey Boo Boo and is astonished at how the societal bar has been lowered to the point where no one seems to feel shame anymore. It's very true at this time, very low times. So here's Cartman explaining that, and then we'll talk about Honey Boo Boo after Kyle gets into it, because I'd like to get your thoughts on it as well, Darren. So here's Cartman and Kyle.
You have got to be kidding me. What, Cal? We should not be wasting time and money making sure Cartman's fat scooter can't be tipped over. You condone rascal tipping, Cal? Do you know that all over our country, people in mobility scooters are being victimized? So get off your fucking scooters and pick them up! Oh, did you hear him? This is exactly what Adele is talking about.
This is exactly what Adele is talking about. I don't know what Adele was talking about. Maybe some sort of song or something like that. Or maybe she was being fat shamed. So that's what he's now referring to. Because I believe she went through.
She was a lot, yeah.
Okay.
She definitely was a lot.
That's what he's referring to then.
Our culture celebrates anorexia and tries to make us ashamed if we don't have slim stomachs and perky little tits like Kyle.
Perky little tits like Kyle. This is the first time in this episode that Cartman's actually correct, though. Other than the perky tits part.
It's just a weird thing for him to say, though. You know what I mean? Who can't be all anorexic like Kyle, skinny and perky little tits? very, very exact thing. Like you've seen that. Kyle, like you've seen Kyle shirtless at the pool or whatever. So now, so you know what his chest looks like. Very exact.
Don't be mad if the thumbnail says Kyle's perky tits. I'm just.
Well, I, for one, am going to stop feeling ashamed just because Kyle throws up in the bathroom 6 times a day to make sure he looks good on his magazine covers.
I mean, what Cartman is saying is not incorrect in regards to a large amount of celebrities at that time, and maybe still happening now, but at least historically speaking, it was widely known through, just through tabloid stories that celebrities or models at that time were engaged in, in or voluntary regurgitation, and thus, all of everything they've eaten or sometimes things they didn't eat would just come back up, so that way they could lose a couple pounds. So
Cartman is basically admitting here that Kyle is above him on the social ladder too. I don't know if he realizes that.
That is fair as well.
You should be ashamed of yourself, Cal! Eating your latkes and gefilte fish and then putting your fingers down your throat because society tells you how to look? I'm not feeling shame anymore! From now on, I'm gonna shop sitting down and skip to the front of the lines with my head held high! Just because someone needs a mobility scooter doesn't mean they're an ignorant piece of white trash, Kyle! I may be fat, but I'm not Honey Boo Boo! Who's Honey Boo Boo?
Who is Honey Boo Boo? That is a great freaking question. So for those who don't know Honey Boo Boo, maybe because you've never experienced American television, and if you never have, because we do have a good amount of international viewers out there, I don't blame you. And in fact, if you didn't look it up after this episode because you just weren't so inclined or still didn't know who it was heading into it, again, would not blame you. But I am going to explain to you now, what is Honey Boo Boo? Here Comes Honey Boo Boo, Darren, was an American reality TV show. It lasted 2 seasons. They had spin-offs and other things, right? But basically, this family rose to fame on this original TLC show called Toddlers and Tiaras, where the mom was, I guess, making her daughter go through different competitions, right, for young women at that age, beauty pageants. And then eventually, this character, this little girl and her family were, I guess, riveting enough, garnered enough ratings to the viewers that they got a spin-off show called Here Comes Honey Boo Boo.
Golly, y'all smell like hairspray and desperation over there.
I'll take the notes. So we're going to do something for Mama's birthday.
Mama take Mama to the circus.
Mama is a circus.
Since Mama's always doing fun things for us, we're going to do something special for her. Well, you know how Mama loves to sleep. That can just be her vacation sleeping.
But she sleeps every day, so why don't we just make a party about a tropical, island?
Housecation.
We can get, the carpet that looks like sand, and palm trees,
Right.
and, drinks.
Not as much as I can watch Darren. I feel like I'm getting stupider watching this show.
I definitely dropped at least 5 to 10 IQ points in that few seconds.
Yeah, that's Honey Boo Boo there for you. So that's essentially what Cartman is referring to. So now Kyle goes back and he does his research on Honey Boo Boo. Now they parody, of course, her here in the episode with a lot more capacity and, visceral for the character of what she actually is. South Park doesn't hold back. So here's... Go ahead.
There are the South Park cows.
Yep. Here's Honey Boo Boo.
Dude, you've never seen Honey Boo Boo? My name's Honey Boo Boo, and I'm a beauty queen, bitches! I'm fat as a whale, and I don't give two shits, girl!
Her favorite foods are sketty and butter, and she likes drinking Red Bull and Mountain Dew.
I'm only 6, and I've already had 3 heart attacks, girlfriend!
So yes,
and butter.
As we showed you the real clip, and her Cartman, South Park is parodying Honey Boo Boo here.
Come on,
She dies.
come on now, Boo Boo. Now get up and wave to them judges. We ain't got no shame about our weight, 'cause our weight makes us sassy.
Now Kyle, of course, how all of us probably reacted the first time we saw this episode, I think reacts the same way. What the fuck is going on?
Jesus, dude. What's happened?
Exactly. What has happened? What has happened to TV? Now, this was, of course, right at the tail end of, I'd say, where cable television was the #1 provider of content. Yes, YouTube was picking up steam, but realistically, other than like maybe MLB and now WWE at this time, the streaming service bubbles had not begun. They haven't begun to take off yet. We're all the big streaming providers, and probably for another couple years. So it's at this point that reality TV is really the last bastion of actual, quote, big ratings, other than sports that television was garnering. So this is what everybody was into, whether it be Amazing Races, Big Brothers, Bachelorettes, American Idols, Honey Boo Boo, TLC, 8 people having kids, the Vanderpump people, you know what I mean? All that garbage. Project Runway from modeling, whatever. It's all reality-based crap. That became the big norm for big TV shows at the time. And then, of course, we eventually got into the digital age, and now we can pick and choose what we want to watch. So we're not being forced to watch what's on mainstream TV, part of a package. Thus, we can all, find the best product for us and not feel like we're subjugated here, like Kyle is, to stupid programming.
It's like something's lowered the bar to the point that nobody feels any shame anymore.
No shame.
Well, dude, it's not like the bar is this actual physical thing.
Well, that's what you would think. But in the world of South Park, it is. And the USS James Cameron, Darren, is off to find the bar. Let me tell you more about this, Darren.
Brother, if the bar was real, it'd be way too low for anybody to find it on this planet.
That's right. Well, they're going to try, because aboard the USS Cameron, film director James Cameron embarks on an undersea journey into the ocean depths to find this bar and to raise it back. However, despite his support team's attempts to explain to him that, of course, the bar is what you said, a metaphor. Kyle, on the other hand, decides that something has to be done to raise public consciousness about the distinction between being sensitive to overweight people and allowing them to bully and exploit the rest of society. Of course, this is South Park's mention, not just on, obese people. That sentiment can be, I think, applied to multiple things, whether it be religion, sports teams, politics, whatever it is. You can be sensitive to your thoughts, but you really shouldn't exploit and bully other people to get them on your side. Tolkien proposes that Kyle secretly videotape Cartman's activities so that way Tolkien can edit it into a documentary to educate people. Kyle agrees to do this, but when he presents the edited program to an audience, he's appalled that it's far from a 60 Minutes type on a story. Tolkien has turned it into his own reality TV show called Here Comes Fatty Doo-Doo. That includes a lighthearted theme song by Randy Newman in order to humiliate Cartman and, of course, profit from him.
This is it. Throttle down! Throttle down! Mr. Cameron, you don't have to do this. Why don't you just go back to your house in Malibu? Go work on another movie. I have to do this. I have to try and raise it. The bar isn't something that actually lowers, Mr. Cameron.
Then how do you explain all the fat people on mobility scooters? How do you account for Honey Boo Boo?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point. How do you account for it? Well, it's because, as I mentioned, the bar got lowered to the point where everybody had seen everything on TV, and television writers and producers ran out of things to do. So what happened was they leaned into reality TV when that started garnering ratings, and eventually it deteriorated.
You know, I'd really say that the bar has come up since then.
It has, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It has.
And I'm really glad it has, because
Digital age.
That might have been the low. They might be right about this. That might have been like almost the all-time low in American media.
Yeah, people were running out of things to write and watch. People were tired of the same things they were being fed. Then they get into a reality TV show, and then we got, like I said, because of the digital age and allowing people to now have the choice to watch what they want to watch, then the overwhelming population can finally choose again what they enjoy, and those streaming service shows or movies nowadays end up being the most popular thing right on those platforms. Because they chose, or enough people watched it, they recommended it, that, hey, this is good. They checked it out, and they were like, oh, this is pretty good. You know, now and most of the stuff that gets popular these days is, even when they do the reality stuff, they're fast and binge-worthy. 8 to 10 episodes. They're not like 25, 30 episodes a season like they were back in the day.
Yeah, and speaking of, if you have the chance, like the video and subscribe to this channel and show your friends. Speaking of all that goodness.
That's right. Here's James Cameron as he continues about the bar.
The bar has been lowered to depths we can't even fathom. If anyone can go down there and raise it back, it's me.
It is James Cameron.
It's James Cameron.
Raising the bar, James.
James Cameron does what James Cameron does.
He actually does.
Now, this is funny. So while he's floating down to the bottom, as he's going to do his maintenance checks, right? Make sure they can hear him and everything. Well, how he does his sound check is with his song.
UV lights on. Pressure system is normal. Music on.
His name is James Cameron, the bravest pioneer. No budget too steep, no sea too deep. Who's that? It's him, James Cameron.
Systems are normal. You guys hearing the song okay up there?
James Cameron, explorer of the sea.
Yes, James, we hear the song.
Descending to 1,000 feet. I don't see the bar yet. Looks like it must have sunk pretty low.
With a dying thirst to be the first. Could it be? Yeah, it's him, James Cameron.
James Cameron.
That's his voice in there too. That's like the same voice actor. That's so funny.
It's funny. All right, so now here's Cartman at school.
Yeah, that's good. That's accessible now. Cool, let me try and take a shit in this real quick.
He's going to do it right in front of him.
How can we make people see the difference
Kyle,
between
now, as we
being
mentioned,
sensitive to obesity and letting fat people walk all over us?
So now, of course, Token's like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, what we need is something to raise awareness.
Yeah, we gotta raise people's awareness.
Something like a documentary. Follow Cartman around with a video camera and then get all his bullshit on television.
Yeah, a documentary?
At least then we'd be voicing our concerns. I mean, if you think about it, we should feel some shame for complaining about it and not doing anything.
Yeah, I guess you're kind of right.
Hey, tell you what, if you want to follow Cartman around and get video of him, I'll pay to make it into a documentary and get it on the air.
Really? Thanks, dude. I'm gonna go get a video camera.
Of course, Tolkien here, being a little bit manipulative, but also at the same time, Tolkien, of course, does not have any, any positive thoughts for Cartman, of course, as we've already discussed. And Cartman
he shouldn't.
Exactly, and Cartman finds love just most recently, where he set up Tolkien and Nicole because they're both African American black individuals in the United States based on their skin tone. So Tolkien probably coming off that, not too very happy. So jumping ahead there, Kyle has made the video, University of Boulder, Colorado. They're showing the premiere, and here's what happens when the audience sees Fatty Doo-Doo.
Over the past several days, I have filmed one such case, and the shocking video has been edited by my partner, Token. It is our hope that this film will cast light on a serious issue.
Token Black Productions.
He's chubby, he's filthy, and he's just a little bit nuts. Here he is, America's new sweetheart, Fatty Doo-Doo.
Fatty Doo-Doo?
Who's that scooting on a scooter, Fatty Doo-Doo?
This is my best favorite part about this, Darren.
This is one of my all-time favorite songs from South Park right here.
Right? Because they get fucking Randy Newman to do this. It's fucking great. Or at least a Randy Newman parody. It's fucking hysterical.
If it's not Randy Newman, dude, kill. It's even more impressive.
Right?
Who's got doo-doo like a fatty scoot-doo?
Title song by Randy Newman.
What?
Nobody scoots a fatty doo like you do. Scotty foo-foo. Patty poo-poo. White president, black president, I don't give.
What?
I don't give. That's dude. That's one of the most genius musical moments of all time right there. I don't care.
Just scoop me up some doo-doo and I'll be right there. I only know 5 chords. 6.
6.
I agree with you, Darren. That's definitely one of the top South Park songs for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So at this point now, Kyle, he's pissed, right? So he goes and he questions, Tolkien. Tolkien explains that a network called itself and the Learning Channel, and they want to air a program called "Here Comes Honey Boo Boo" without remorse, then he can as well. Basically makes the argument, look, TLC is airing Honey Boo Boo, so why can't I air this? He also continues to argue the bar is determined by society and can't be raised up by any one person. Kyle begins to then question whether he himself should continue to profit from this venture until he learns from Stan that Honey Boo Boo has suffered heart failure, resulting in a heart transplant from a pig. Yet Honey's mother doesn't seem ashamed at all. All right, so we'll jump into the next scene here as Kyle confronts Tolkien, and then we find out about Honey Boo Boo. Dude, she had a heart attack. That's not cool.
50 minutes, not Honey Boo Boo.
Kyle, I'm trying to make compelling television.
You got Randy Newman to do the theme song. You're not trying that hard. You're a good kid. How can you sit there and collect money on a show that's about a fat child killing himself? Where's your sense of shame?
It's a great question. Where is your sense of shame? Well, at this point in time, the bar had been lowered, and Tolkien's going to explain, look, I turned on the TLC channel and saw Honey Boo Boo.
I can remember exactly where I was the first time I saw Honey Boo Boo. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. A shameful, fat family eating white trash food to their deaths. And then I saw what network it was on. The Learning Channel. If they can feel okay about that, why can't I?
Tolkien brings up a good point. Tolkien ends up being in these situations where he's exposed to this content first, right? If you look back at the top 6 takeaways from the Fellowship of the Ring of the Two Towers, which is available in both podcast format and top 6 takeaways right here on YouTube. Like and subscribe for more content. He was exposed to the pornographic movies. And here, once again, he was the one that is now recalling a time in which he felt like he was affected by another television program. In this case, seeing Honey Boo Boo on TLC, right? I mean, look, for as bad as the History Channel is, it can be with the ancient aliens and stuff like that. It'd be really weird if we turned on the History Channel and they were showing us historical videos from I don't know, MTV. If it was a history MTV, if it was all the old undressed and undeclared and weird late night shows that were on MTV in the 90s and 2000s, and they showed that on the History Channel, we'd be like, what the fuck is going on?
MTV got fucking weird late at night, man. In fact, I bet it. Does it even still exist? But all I know is late night MTV got funky.
Freaky, some softcore stuff back then. Softcore with clothes on, dry humping type stuff back then. But yeah, so Tolkien makes the argument, look, the bar's already been lowered, dude. I'm just leaning into it so that way I can make money off of it. Look, someone's going to make money. I might as well get my bag while it's there.
He was raised by rich parents.
When the bar gets lowered, Tolkien, we all pay the price. What if Honey Boo Boo was a little black girl, being fattened up by her mom and talking about grits and hominy?
She's not black, Kyle. She's white.
That's a good point, though, too. But the argument is, if that's who it was, then people would be pissed. Is that not a fair assessment? Like, and nowadays in age, even then, 2012, but even more so in 2024, if they introduced a character who was anything other than a white girl, like Honey Boo Boo, people would be like they're going after a specific culture, right, or a race, whether that be black, Hebrew, Mexican, Puerto Rican, Asian. It doesn't matter, Indian, right? People would be upset. So, but Toka makes a point, but she's not. She's a white girl.
This is true.
The bar is determined by society, Kyle. And it's not something that can just be raised up. Not by us or anyone else.
Not by us and anybody else. So, go ahead. Back into James Cameron now here. He's still determining to go look for the bar.
This is where the bar was just a few years ago.
2746.
It was lowered here when President Clinton got a blowjob in the Oval Office. And suddenly men who were just getting blowjobs in alleyways thought they weren't all that bad. But clearly something else has lowered the bar even more. I must go deeper.
Where's the pipe? 5 by 5.
So now Kyle, he's going to complain to Stan about Honey Boo Boo, and that's when Stan tells him about the heart attack.
I just don't know what to do. I mean, I hate Cartman with all my heart, but I can't help feeling ashamed for taking advantage of him. But should I feel shame? Whatever lowered the bar, it's not my fault. So if I kind of go with it, is it really unfair to Cartman? I guess not, but what is it exactly you're trying to do? Just, make some money off him, like Honey Boo Boo. Dude, not cool. What? Haven't you heard what happened? Honey Boo Boo's heart gave out.
Why is that supposed to be surprising?
Not only that, why is it surprising when she's already talked about having, her heart replaced multiple times already? But why is it such a big deal? And I don't mean to be offensive here. Why is it such a big deal to Stan when she's just on TV and he doesn't even know these people? Again, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but like people who are like get upset about and live vicariously through others on television should just worry about themselves, their direct family, friends, and their community. And then of course, if your friends, family, and community then all agree on a larger scale, then you all come together. That's usually you're going to vote for something. You're going to make a change. You know what I mean?
Basically, people are bored. I mean, that's kind of what it comes down to, is that people, their brain feels a need to worry about something, and when it doesn't have something to worry about, it worries about things that have nothing to do with them.
That's fair. Well, they should find things to do with themselves. That way they can worry about
themselves.
Yeah,
that's like physical activity and hobbies and that kinds of, those things.
Yeah, exactly.
What? Oh my God. Yeah, dude. It's really serious.
It's not really that serious because if they're going to shift right over to this reality TV show where the mom does not care.
Well, the doctor said Honey Boo Boo needs a heart transplant. They're going to do his surgery and put a pig heart in her, so we're going to the ranch to pick out a hog.
I'm getting a pig heart.
Oh my God. They really did her mom dirty. Like even worse than her. It's so bad.
That's pretty accurate.
Honey Boo Boo's going to do pageants with a pig heart. We want to pick a hog that has pizzazz and knows how to work it, girl.
I want that one.
Now, I do like this part with the farmer where he goes, this one, you want this one?
This one here? You want this one?
Yeah, no, wait. That pig over there gave me the evil eye. I want that one. I want that one.
This one not here. You want this one?
Right here. This one right here.
I want that one's heart. It looked at me funny.
So that's how Honey Boo Boo got her heart.
That's dark.
We've been in the OR about 2 hours already. I just hope when she does her pageants, the judges don't take away points because she's got a pig heart. Honey Boo Boo! Honey Boo Boo!
What?
What you gonna tell them
She's under the knife, by the way, getting surgery, and her mom just wakes her up out of anesthesia.
judges if they ask you about your heart?
I'm gonna tell them my heart is sweeter than bacon, child.
I'm going to tell them my heart is sweeter than bacon, child.
The bar has been lowered now that she's got her pig heart.
Show him your scar.
This my scar, 'cause I got a pig heart. My scar makes me sassy, child.
No, it doesn't.
So now she's healed. She's all is well in the world of reality television there, Darren.
Matt, do you think that scar made her sassy?
I don't think so. Meanwhile, Cameron, he continues to go down in the submarine, now reaching the depths of 50,000 feet, and he is angered to find Randy Newman already there in a diving suit. Randy Newman explained... Go ahead.
Oh, keep going.
Randy Newman explains that he does not want the bar to be raised because then no one will hire him, and he engages in combat with James Cameron's submarine. Also, at that point, Kyle informs Cartman of the reality program based on his life. Cartman hires a lawyer to file a cease and desist order barring Tolkien from airing the program. Tolkien informs him that the program aired the previous night, though he concedes that Honey Boo Boo beat it by the ratings by a wide margin, and then this infuriates Cartman, who ends up wrestling Honey Boo Boo in spaghetti because, of course, no one's going to beat me in ratings. So... they have a public event held by Michelle Obama on the South Lawn of the White House. So at the time Michelle Obama was being, as we've discussed in the past with Dane, all she really did was just resurrect a program that was not being used about healthier eating for kids. And of course the parody being, well, we needed it because look at all these obese kids.
What the hell is James Cameron going to raise the bar with? Avatar?
That's a great question.
Cameron, this is James Cameron. I am now at 16,000 feet.
You should see the cold darkness of it all. The isolation and yet
Here comes Randy
sea's magnitude.
Newman.
I have now sunk deeper than any human has ever been before.
Randy Newman
Way
now.
out here in the ocean depths, going deep, deep, deep. Oh, hey, James Cameron.
What the fuck?
I've been diving in the deep and I'm feeling so cheap.
You son of a bitch, Newman! How did you beat me down here?
I don't want anyone raising the bar because nobody will hire me. Deep, deep, deep in the ocean.
Randy Newman, nobody will hire you. Randy Newman should really just have sold intro and outro songs for absolute bank to like the biggest YouTubers in the world. That dude could make so much money off of just Randy Newman. That's
deep in the ocean.
Ooh, come on. Fight me, Cameron.
All right, you son of a bitch.
I'll take you to hell!
So Cameron's submarine has robot arms. And he bonks Randy Newman. As I mentioned, Cartman, after getting told by Kyle about this show...
Of my civil rights, Token, and you should be ashamed of yourself. I'm sorry, Token, I had to tell him. His life is in danger. Making money off of people's handicaps. Well, Token, I would like you to meet my lawyer.
The lawyer. The lawyer can't fit.
Cartman, your lawyer also makes money off of
He'll be handing you a
handicaps.
cease and desist order. That show is not going to air.
It actually aired last night.
You found a network to buy it?
Yeah, but don't worry. It didn't do so good. We got killed in the ratings by Honey Boo Boo.
What?
So now Cartman hears that. Wait a minute. It already aired and I lost? What?
That little bitch beat me in the ratings?
Decline
Oh, hell no!
Well, it was only our first show of the season, so you really can't...
I don't give a shit, dude! Nobody beats my ratings! Give me a plane ticket! That bitch is going down!
So as I mentioned, Cartman then hops on a plane and he challenges Honey Boo Boo to a spaghetti wrestling match at the First Lady Symposium on obesity.
Like Michelle Obama would let this
Our country is in the midst of an epidemic.
Right.
Recently, a very big conflict was brought to my attention. A conflict that illustrates without a doubt what should be our nation's #1 priority.
And now, of course, Kyle's at this banquet too, and he believes that the story he's told Michelle Obama has resonated, and now they're finally doing something about obesity.
What will we do as a country? I cannot give you any easy answers. But what I can give you is what we've all been waiting for.
And what we've all been waiting for, apparently, just after one episode, is Honey Boo Boo versus Fatty Doo Doo.
Honey Boo Boo versus Fatty Poo Poo!
Fatty Poo Poo.
I mean, Eric Cartman must have curated this to get promotion from Honey Boo Boo.
Oh, yeah. The interesting thing is he's still in his mobility scooter. He's not going to get off this mobility scooter to fight her. He's going to stay on the mobility scooter.
Down, bitch! Nobody takes my ratings!
That's good, Fatty. Get pissed.
I'm pissed!
Yeah, Fatty.
Yeah, I'm fat and I'm pissed!
Ain't nobody can beat my Bobo at scatty wrestling.
Let's do this!
All right, so now we've got Cartman and her entering the spaghetti wrestling pit. And Cartman runs over.
Sketty wrestling.
With his mobility scooter.
That's not wrestling. That's just a guy running over a fat little girl with a scooter. Oh!
She jumps up on him. She tips him.
Wait, but he has the thing.
He does have the tip assist. You are right.
The pig sound, man.
Pig sounds.
I ain't done with you, bitch.
I like how he's kind of got like a two-face thing kind of going on here, right?
That's what it was. I was trying to think of what the name of it. Nice, Matt. But yeah, that's exactly what that looks like.
Like a two-face thing with the spaghetti and the sauce.
Yeah, tip assist!
Oh my God, I forgot about that. I don't know. Why is that one of the greatest moments of this episode?
Yeah, our tip assist. Oh, that I might have to cut that and put that on my board. That's a good one.
That's some genius writing right there. That's such a good callback from the beginning of the episode.
Oh, that's funny.
Good job, Matt and Trey. That's brilliant.
Back now, underwater.
You think he's dead?
They're talking about James Cameron.
I hope so.
But they're dismayed, though.
I hope so.
James Cameron finds the bar.
SS Cameron, this is James Cameron. I found it. My God, I found the bar. Divert all power to subsystems. 2% oxygen left. The bar is too heavy. Ah! Come on, you bitch!
I'll be damned.
So James Cameron, with the little bit of amount of oxygen he has there, he starts to raise the bar. And as he does, there is a profound effect on all the people now watching this spaghetti wrestling match. Like, wait a minute, what the hell are we watching?
Pronounce it right, Matt. Sketty wrestling.
Dude.
Sketty wrestling, sorry.
You okay? I've been thinking. How did shamelessness get to this?
Yeah.
Did it start with fat people on scooters? Or did the bar get lowered way before that?
Right.
And then I started thinking, maybe it was us. I don't know, but maybe somehow we lowered the bar.
And that's a good point, too. Here's some good self-reflection where they're saying it's us. Maybe we lowered the bar. A little bit of breaking the fourth wall here. Them talking about South Park creators.
A long time ago. And now we're all sitting here in the stink of it all. There's no going back, Stan.
So this is almost like a self-reflection on themselves, saying there's no going back, even though the bar is about to be raised again, proving that they might not be able to go back, but they can evolve.
It's like, I can't explain it. I just suddenly feel like this isn't right.
I don't know why we were watching that garbage in the first place.
Huh?
Mrs. Obama, ma'am, you okay?
Something's wrong. This is all wrong.
Yep.
Stop!
Come on.
Everyone! What are we doing? How can you let this happen to your daughter?
I don't know. How did I let myself go like this?
She starts having a self-reflection because the bar has been raised, as we mentioned.
Well, so
go ahead.
Going back to like you said the self-reflection, which is becoming a theme in these last couple seasons. I actually wonder if Trey and Matt have ever felt that way. Like they played a part in lowering the bar and making people dumber with their show. Because they know they have a lot of influence, and I wonder if they ever question whether that influence is positive or negative and get like down on themselves or anything like that. Like, like us average Joes, because they're just human beings, right? Maybe they can answer that.
I think they've said publicly before that if they could go back, they would probably get rid of seasons 1 through 3, as they didn't feel like it was good comedy. Whereas us, the diehard fans, like it because it's stupid slapstick comedy for sure. And if you're a South Park fan, you like it. But in the context here of lowering the bar, that could be what they're referring to, right? Okay. Did they set it off back then? And were they part of the problem that is where they're at now, at this time, 2012? So, I mean, it's a good reflection as far as maybe they're writing the episode and that's what they came to that conclusion. It could have just started off as like, let's bag on Honey Boo Boo, and it turned into this, you know?
Yeah.
Very interesting. Boo Boo's mom.
What have I done? When did we devolve into watching fat kids sketty wrestling?
We need to realize obesity is an epidemic, but it's not a disease. From now on, I'm going to dedicate this administration to fighting childhood obesity.
She starts beating the shit out of Cartman. I mean, she literally is fighting childhood obesity. And Cartman once again gets his comeuppance there, and he gets the shit kicked out of him by Michelle Obama. Second time he's been beat up by a girl.
The bricks beat off of him.
It's the second time he's been beat up by
the
a girl.
old first lady beating the bricks off you.
What's going on?
I don't know. I think we've been given another chance.
So, of course, now here comes the conclusion of the episode. As James Cameron comes back from the surface, everyone's like, hey, we should tell everybody. We should let people know it was you. And James Cameron's like, James Cameron does what James Cameron does because James Cameron does what James Cameron does.
Or because James Cameron is James Cameron.
Mr. Cameron, we can't believe it.
We're done here.
We're done
set
here.
Course for the set of Avatar 2.
Avatar 2.
Mr. Cameron, people should know how you saved us all, how you raised the bar.
Hey,
how will they know what a hero you are?
James Cameron doesn't do what James Cameron does for James Cameron. James Cameron does what James Cameron does because James Cameron is
James Cameron. You're right. James Cameron does what James Cameron does because James Cameron is
James Cameron.
James Cameron.
Yeah. Oh my God.
His name is James Cameron, the bravest pioneer. No budget too steep, no sea too deep. Who's that? It's him, James Cameron.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for another edition for SMB, a South Park review. We'll be back next week for Insecurity. Insecurity, you might ask, is what is it? Well, what happens when Cartman signs up for home security solution? And I don't mean that just literally on his house. I mean that figuratively and literally in his body. Home security and alarm systems have taken over the nation at this point in time in 2012, 2013 with all of their high-tech commercialization and monopolization from different companies. And well, South Park's going to get in on that fun. Come back next week. Bring some fucking hot cocoa and blankets for another edition of SMB, a South Park review.
No.